Hi, I'm the Artsy Crafter. Today I'm going to show you how to make these really cool squash books. My newest favorite craft. On my table here you can see I have a Thanksgiving, a Happy Holidays, and that's all about Santa's elves and so on, and a Merry Christmas, which has a religious base and a little bit of Santa in there as well. And then I have Mother's Day, Father's Day, back to school, end of year. I'm working on some really cool pet ones. So let me just very quickly show you how these work. So you take off the belly band and the squash book opens up and you can see that I have all kinds of really interesting graphics. Lots of space for the students to fill in writing activities, and then a nice front cover and a back cover. All right, here's my Mother's Day squash book, and you can see that it has a little boy graphic on it. And of course, whenever I do that, I always make sure I have one that has a girl graphic on it as well. And like I said, I have Merry Christmas, which has the religious base. This one has For Unto Us a Child is Born, with a little bit of fun Christmas in there as well, like reindeers or Santa. And finally the Thanksgiving, a little spot at the back also for the students to fill in. And all kinds of interesting activities here. So loads of student fun. All of these templates are set up exactly the same way. And so it requires 3 different templates, a left, a middle, and a right. And I give 4 options for the left, at least 1 or 2 for the middle, and 4 or 5 for the right. So you can see the combinations for the students are endless. So stick around and I'll show you how to start making them. Okay, I decided today to use the Valentine's template. So you can see this, I require my front cover, my back cover, and a belly band. And this has, again, a left squash template, a middle, and a right. And again, I think I told you in the last section I give, 4 or 5 options for the right, 1 or 2 for the middle, and likely 4 for the left. This one's a little boy, of course there's 1 for a girl. First thing I want you to do, choose your templates. After you do that, I want you to color everything up, and then I want you to fill in any of the writing activities that are required, and then cut everything on the outside line and come on back and I'll show you how to put it together. Okay, you're back. So it looks like you're ready to put things together. Now remember, you have a front and a back cover with the belly band. Just set that aside for now. And what you need on your desk are 3 things. Your left squash template, your middle, and your right squash template. Now I'm going to take the middle one and set that aside as well. And we're going to work on the left and the right first because they're set up exactly the same way. All right, so what I want you to do, starting with the left, I want you to put it on your desk. And what I care about is this diagonal line is in this direction. So left top and the right on the bottom, okay? And what we're going to do is make 3 folds. Fold number 1 is to take this and fold it horizontally. So up you go and fold that on the horizontal line. So make sure those ends are really well lined up and we've got our horizontal line folded. Now we'll do the vertical. So I'm going to turn it, and again make sure that you put those ends together nicely and get a good crease here on the vertical line. And finally, we're going to do this diagonal. Now with the diagonal, we're actually going to fold it twice. So the first time we're going to fold it, just like we would normally. So I'll get the 2 points together. And when we fold it the second time, all we're going to do is fold it back on itself so that that line will be really flexible. Okay, so turn it over and fold it back on itself. And you've done your folds. Okay, Now we're going to squash it. So what you're going to do, tap it a little bit in the center there. And when I tap, what happens is my two ends here on that diagonal line kind of come up in the air, and that's perfect because that's what I want it to do. And then just rotate it, doesn't matter which way, one way. And what we're going to do now is to make these 2 points sort of touch each other and fold down here to this point. Okay, so all we're going to do is lift them up and have them come together. They don't actually have to quite touch, but come close together, and then have them come down towards this edge that's closest to us, and then hold them in place, and with the other hand squash. It's what's called a squash book. All right, and then I crease those ends again really well. So that's what you're going to do for the right as well. So remember, fold on the vertical and the horizontal, and then twice on the diagonal, and then let those two diagonals meet and come down to this other point and squash. So I'll give you a second to get caught up to me to do your left and your right. Okay, you're back. So it must mean that you have the left and the right completed, and now we're going to do the middle. So the middle is done just slightly different, okay? So you're still going to make your folds, but this time I would like you to turn this over and make your folds on the back side. So turn it over, and let's do the horizontal first. So the horizontal, okay, now the vertical, and then we're going to do the diagonal. So the diagonal, we're going to keep it upside down as well and fold it once, and then open it and fold it back on itself. So it's really important to do it in that order, okay? And the reason is this, because this one gets squashed slightly different than the others. So with this one, what I want to happen is, this time I'm not going to fold it from this side or squash it from this side. I'm going to turn it upside down, because this time I want this line to meet underneath. So I think the easiest way to do it is like this. Again, turn it upside down, and then again I want these two lines, so tap it in the center and take these diagonals and let them meet, this time up in the sky, and then come down towards that point beside me and squash. And this time I should be able to see the glue side on both. Okay? So I'll give you a moment to get caught up to me once again. Okay, it's time to glue. Now, what I did on the templates, I said, here's the glue section, and on both of them I said, here, glue the left squash template here and stay away from the inside lines. Those are the inside lines. Glue the right squash here and stay away from these inside lines. So let's do that now. So you'll need your glue stick, and what I want you to do is put glue here. I'm going to do it on the right side first. So I put glue on here, and I go right around, and I put a little dab in the middle, and notice I stay away from those two inside lines. And then I take my right squash template, and I take this point and aim it towards the center here, staying away from those two inside lines. So I come really close, but you can see I don't overlap them. And then the right side is glued in place. Let's do the left now. So same thing, I'll put the glue on, I'll dab in the middle, And I'll take my left squash and I'll aim for those 2 points to match up. And again, I'll put my template in place. And I'll come close to those lines, but I stay away from them. So you can see the lines here and here. All right? So I'll let you get your gluing done and then come on back and we'll put our cover on. Okay, so you're back. So it must mean you have everything glued in place. And now we're going to squash our book so that we can put our covers on. So I'm going to start here with the right side. And what you have to do is take these 2 points and bring them together and fold them down towards the center. Okay, so tap again in the middle there if you want, but it should come very easily this time. Bring them forward and squash. And then I run my finger on it one more time just so it's nice and secure. And let's do that here on this side. So this time you're going to bring these 2 tips forward and aim towards the center. So again, tap in the center, bring them forward, and squash. Now the middle, remember the middle gets folded down. So with the middle, what I try to do here is pick it up, and I can quite easily just maneuver it so that those 2 get folded down, okay? And there's my squash book in place. Now, it's important when we put the cover on, we don't put it on upside down. So open, and you can see that this is where things open from, and that is in the bottom right hand corner, okay? And then you can turn it when you open it. So keep that opening, or where those 2 meet, here in the bottom right hand corner. And what I want you to do is put glue all the way around. And take your cover and glue that in place. And then just rotate it over. Don't change the order. Okay, so just turn it over and put glue here on the back and place the back cover in place. And finally, the belly band. So you can see that the book stays together nicely closed by itself, but I just really like the belly band. So what you do is place it on the front the way you want it, hold it in place, turn it over, and what I do is I fold this left side over, and I do that fairly snugly here on the left side, and I put a little bit of glue right there. And this one not so snug, because you don't want it so snug that you can't get the belly band on and off. So I leave a little bit of space there, and then that gets glued in place. And then when I pick it up, you can see my belly band doesn't fall off. It just nicely slides. So let's open our belly band, take our belly band off, and open our squash book and have a look at what we created. So that's the squash book that I just made. Oopsie, it's got caught back there. So that's the squash book that I just made. Hope you love it. And you can see that then as soon as you go to close it each time, look how easy it closes and opens every single time you do it. So after a while, it's like an accordion, isn't it? Okay? And then to put the belly band back on, all I do is sort of curve this a bit and slide that over, and I've got another one of my squash books completed. Hope you love it. So whatever you're creating for, and I hope the person you give it to loves it as well. You can find me on Teachers Pay Teachers or on TES, and happy crafting. I'll see you soon.